worked on energy for decades, and I helped write policy for the Appalachian Regional Commission on that, and I used to run a professional development program in Pennsylvania where we provided energy support for 52 counties. When I came here, I continued that and began teaching classes around energy. And then I was hired as part of the faculty team for the energy initiative in the Skoltech program. And I taught in Russia for 2 terms. In doing that, I developed a class on the geography of the global economy, energy systems in transition. And out of that, I built a web tool that is a highly disaggregated geographic tool of all of the power systems in China. So I can zoom you into a power plant smack dab in the middle of Shanghai. The vast majority are burning coal. And of course, China's big problem today is the burning of coal for the generation of electricity. When I was at Skoltech, the first app period project we developed with 50 students and 3 faculty, Luca Daniel and Victor Lipinski, we basically redesigned the Chinese energy system, and we took the coal out and we put the natural gas in, and we were actually able to make the system work. So we know that it is possible to actually retrofit the entire system and essentially try to reduce the coal being burned. And so this project in the Lee Center is to go beyond that and say, okay, we can predict which plants are going to shut down because we know what their CO2 emissions are, we know how much they're producing in terms of energy, we know how densely they're situated, we know we're using CO2 as an indicator of pollution, and so we could basically do a series of scenarios about if you take this and this and this and this site out, what would you put back in? In terms of the living wage calculator, we've just updated it, and so it's now all with 2014 data. It's either hard 2014 data or adjusted data. And we've reconfigured it to have even a greater semblance of reality at the street level. The tool itself gets about 100,000 hits a month, and we're expecting that it'll roll out, and because it has both counties, states, and metropolitan areas, we think it's going to see a lot greater use. Long term, what I want to do is I want to be able to actually scrape highly localized data and build it into the tool to augment the information that I have. And I think at that point, that'll be both unprecedented, no one will have done that, but I also think it'll have a much finer feel that will be valuable to an even broader audience. In terms of the post-traumatic stress research, I believe that we will ultimately make positive contributions to the organization of the care and the operations of mental health facilities, both for the Army and for the Navy and the Marines. In terms of the research on energy, I think that building the topology and actually being able to identify those types of power plants that could be decommissioned will actually have very great benefit, because China is trying to scale out coal as quickly as they possibly can, and I don't think anybody has a tool like we have.